Gonna look like too. That's really exciting. Okay, y'all ready to do this? So Sebbies, y'all don't know this, you've never been here before. Our tradition is the day we bring y'all up is also the day that we bid farewell to our current seniors. So this is the class of 25. They've been pretty phenomenal humans. We're excited to have them, and I'm really excited to hear from them. So the way that this works is really, really simple. I ask them a series of questions, and they're gonna share and teach this morning. And some of it's gonna be fun, some of it's gonna be funny. But I really would hope you'll pay attention. I'm certain that you will. It's going to be a great time. Kate, you did it. You're awesome. Did you get forced to? Sorry. Either way, you did it. This is great. So here's your first question. The smile of suffering. That's good. Okay, so we're going to start with Kate. We're just going to snake our way down the line. I think there's 2 microphones up there, but y'all show that however you want to. Awesome. Kate, tell us, what's your favorite worship song and why?
Oh, it's on.
It's on, yep.
My favorite is Tremble by Mosaic, MSC. I like it because the message is so, it's just really good, and it's helped me during the hardest moments of my life when I needed to remember to have peace and know that God is always with me.
My favorite worship song is Even If by Mercy Me. My favorite line from that song is, I know you're able and I know you can, and then later it says, but even if you don't, my help is you alone. And I just think that's amazing because even if God doesn't do what we ask him to, he answers our prayers all the time. And just because he doesn't mean he's not working in our lives. And then it ends with the hymn as well, and I just really like that.
My favorite worship song is Gratitude by Brandon Lake, just because of all the awesome memories it brings up from camp and DNOW.
Okay, I have 2 because I couldn't choose. So mine are Joy by Martin Smith because it reminds me that I can have joy in every situation, and Good Plans because I know that the Lord has good plans for me.
Okay, so I chose like 5 because I couldn't decide, but I won't say them all. I'll just say, I'll say Promises by Maverick City Music. I think a lot of these songs that I have apply to like what we're going through right now, but also they can apply to our everyday and each one of us, because I think the Lord is constantly asking us to do hard things and to challenge us. And so I think this song is just really good because it's really taking me through. It's okay because I have the Lord and he's never gonna fail, so yeah.
My favorite worship song is More Like Jesus because it's a good reminder of the mindset we should have with living through Jesus, and it also has a lot of good memories tied to it through leading worship here, but also leading worship with my school.
All right, well, I don't have one. I did not come prepared, but when I was younger, I'd always listen to KLTY, and For King and Country was always my favorite.
Excellent choice. Good job.
My favorite worship song is Rest on Us, just because it makes me happy. I like listening to that song.
Very, very cool. Okay, yeah, hang on that mic because we're going to switch back the other way. Guys, I have my list on my phone, and my phone is currently recording you, so I'm probably going to ask these out of order. That's not going to jack you up, right? Okay, all right. There's a little bit of pain. You're okay. You're still prepared, all right? Pop quiz, last one. Y'all tell us your favorite youth group memory and why. Or just your favorite. It doesn't have to be the why. Just
Can I do the funniest one first? That's
yes,
the
funny. You can go, funniest is great. Do your funniest youth group memory. Good choice. Good.
I like this one.
Great.
Okay, so while we were at children's camp, I hurt my knee, right? And so I had to go to the hospital. Yes, so eventful. There was not Becca, cross that. Casey, Bobby, Kate, Jordan, and TJ. Yes, TJ. And they ask you all the questions like
all of them. They just asked all of
They
them.
asked me a lot of questions, and one of them was asking me if I'm sexually active, and I had to answer it in front of TJ. And I just
And she answered it correctly, so good job.
Yeah, it's just in front of TJ.
My favorite church moments are always at camp, and specifically the volleyball tournament we won this year. that was probably one of my favorites.
Either one. Yeah.
My funniest memory was last year in Seattle. All of us huddled around one window watching a guy try and break into a car. And we were just all sitting there watching it, and everyone was kind of freaking out about him looking up and seeing us all staring at him down from a dorm window. So yeah.
Okay, so I had to write notes for mine because it's a little bit long. But okay, so last year we went to Bosnia, and there were so many good stories, but this is one of my favorites. So it started when we're like all coming back from like serving that day, and like the girls and guys like we're all coming back, and the girls were like talking about like, okay, what are we gonna do tonight? So we're like, we're gonna get some snacks, we're gonna go upstairs, we're gonna like watch a movie, you know, we're gonna have so much fun. And so here's the thing. In Bosnia, we stayed in this little like apartment thing, and on the first floor was where the guys stayed, and they had like this big kitchen, which is where we kept all the food. And then on the third floor was where the girls stayed, like 3 flights of stairs up, right? And so we're like, okay, well, we don't have good snacks, so we're gonna go steal the guys' snacks. So we like go inside, and me in my most nonchalant way possible grab the, also, in Bosnia, there's not like normal like Dr. Pepper or Coke or Sprite. You have Sprint, you have Sky Cola, and you have like every color of Fanta possible. So like blue Fanta, green Fanta. The blue one's really good. If you ever have a chance to try it, try the blue one. But anyways, so we're over here like, okay, we want like some Fanta and some Sprint, okay? So like we grab it, run upstairs, and I'm not really sure like if the guys notice or not, but we're just like on a mission. So like we run upstairs, and me and Maddie are so proud of ourselves. We're like, we got this. We already have it, right? So we immediately start like, you know, drinking it, pouring cups of it for ourselves. And so we're upstairs, and we're like, oh shoot, we don't have one of those like HDMI cords to like hook up our phones to the TV, whatever it's called, to like watch a movie. And so we text TJ in our little group chat, and we're like, hey, can we like get a cord so we can watch a movie? And Sam immediately texts back, and he's like, we'll do it if you give us the Sprint pack. And we're like, so, okay. We're like, well, what if you give us the Coke too? Because like we have no drinks up there. So we're like, if you give us the Coke and the cord, we'll give you the Sprint. And so TJ's over here like,
just so we're clear, we had the kitchen. It's not like we were hoarding all the food and starving the world.
But they were
The
just
kitchen was
really,
in our room. That's why all the stuff was down there.
well, yeah.
So-
We still had some things, but like we didn't have the good stuff. So anyways, so TJ texts back in the group chat, and he's like, we don't negotiate with terrorists. And we're like, well, sorry, like unless we're getting some Coke, like y'all are not getting the Sprint back, right? So we naturally, I just keep going back and forth, and we're like, no, like we'll do it if you give us the Coke. So Sam's like, okay, well, send us a picture of like how much Sprint there is left, like so we know that we're getting a good deal. Me and Maddie go, okay, well, we've already drank it all. So we fill up the bottle with water, okay? And we tie it up with a paper towel, and we point like a finger gun towards it, and we send it like that as if it's a hostage. And the boys are like, okay. And they send back another picture of the Coke. And so we're like, okay, but come on, like we need to speed this deal up. And I was originally like gonna go downstairs and make the drop, but we're like, no, at this point, like y'all gotta come upstairs because like y'all gotta do it on our turf now. You're taking too long. So we keep sending like pictures, and we keep going back and forth. And at this point, now like the guys are really mad. So Josh puts on like this little ski mask looking thing. It's like one of those what are those things called? Like it's like a scarf that you like put around your neck. I don't know. A who?
Gator.
A gator. Oh, a gator. So he puts that on, and he's like literally like masked, like he looks like a terrorist that was just like taking our Sprint or whatever, or our Coke. And so he like sends a picture like shooting his gun towards it, and we're like, okay. And Kate's like, let's just make the deal. Like we're just gonna do it, okay? And they're like, we have like the videos ready, like we're about to like make this exchange, right? So TJ I think eventually comes upstairs, and we make the little exchange. And Maddie and I are like so proud of ourselves. We're over here like, they have no idea. We just gave them water. And so about 5 minutes later, Sam starts yelling in the group chat. He's like, you gave us water, there's no Sprint. And so we're like super proud. We're super excited. But the guys were not happy. Luke starts threatening to lock us out of breakfast the next morning. And we're like, it's fine. Like, it's just for fun. But he's like not taking it, like this is serious. So he starts taking, do y'all know what Dramamine is? It's like this like medicine that you take if you're like car sick. And we have a lot of it because like on the mountains and stuff, like you would get car sick when you're driving around. And so we're like, he's grabbing it and he starts throwing it down the stairs. And he's like, this is what's gonna happen if you don't give us our spray bag. And we're like, oh, sorry, we already drank it. And so he keeps like getting frustrated. And you would think he would just like stop there. And I mean, Cadence and I are over here like, well, we'd rather just get car sick. Like that was so worth it. But anyways, so you would think it would end there, but then it just continues like the rest of the week. And then Luke's over here like sending us Bible verses about not stealing and everything. Like, sorry, like it was just for fun. But then TJ finally like the next day took us to the convenience store that night and was like, okay, everybody get your own soda and your own like Fanta and all the things, and we're gonna be happy. And yeah. So then it was all fun because we all got it the next day and it was great.
It should be noted, you're going, that sounds really loud and chaotic. It was, and we weren't the only people in the building.
That's true too.
Right,
We're
there
like
was a whole
screaming
other
at each
family
other
between
down the
us and
stairs.
them.
There's definitely people on the second floor in between us.
There you go.
Yeah,
Good
good
story. What you got, Meredith?
Okay, so mine was at a Rangers game like last year. I wanted ice cream and I took Caitlin Harris with me because I wanted to go with someone. And so we were just standing in line and she goes, okay, well, what if I just like trip someone? She sticks her foot out and actually trips someone. That was funny enough because she didn't mean to do that. So we laughed it off whenever she was like, well, I was just like not trying to do it, and then sticks her foot out again and then trips another person. And that was really funny. And it was really funny because the second time it was a teenage boy and his friend, they walked off and then they came back, but they wanted her number, but we switched places. So then they looked at us confused because they were like, which one of you did it? But then it was funny because they were like, we want your number, but like, which one of you tripped us? Anyways, we laughed it off, and then the lady behind us was like dying laughing because it was really funny.
Okay. Well, I don't know if any of y'all find this quite as funny as Kaylin did, but whenever we were in freshman year, we were walking around the church praying over like the different connection groups and stuff, and I walked past my parents' room, and I saw them in the window, and I wasn't really paying attention, but I was still like walking forward, and so I ended up walking like directly into a fire extinguisher and smashing my face on it. They started laughing in their room, and Kaylin was just dying because everyone else was being really quiet and whispering and praying, and I was sitting there suffering. And for like the next week at Jiu-Jitsu, everyone's like, oh my gosh, what happened? And they were like, did you get beat up in class? I was like, no, I wasn't paying attention and smashed my face on the fire extinguisher.
Okay, so mine isn't like a specific story. Mine is just at youth camp, the silent disco. It's really fun to have your headphones on, but then when you take them off and you see that your friends cannot sing. Okay. But anyways, it's really fun. And then it's fun to see the dance battle happening up in the loft where people are like choosing the songs, and Bobby and Kate are like, anyways, yeah, it's great.
We really need to come up with a better name because it is not a silent disco. It's not even kind of silent. That's okay.
I want the loud house.
So my favorite, is we were driving around, it wasn't that long ago, we were driving around, okay, well we were doing something, and then we went to Dollar Tree, and we were in there, and I think we were trying to make name tags or like those paper bags for camp, and so we were trying to get note cards, and whenever we left and we finally got them, they're like we had to drive this certain way to Dollar Tree, and there were these two guys out there, and they were just standing out there, and Abby rolled down to the window and she just starts screaming at them. and so then we go, we're going back, and then they're still out there, and so we all just roll down the windows and start yelling at them again. So that was my favorite. That was it, just her screaming at people.
That's the first time I've heard that one. It's good. Okay, so that was your funniest memory. Now tell us your favorite memory. Unless you told us your favorite, now tell us your funniest. Deal? All right.
my favorite would be my first D-Now. That was when I started, like, because I've only been here a couple of years now. But my first D-Now was probably one of my favorites because that was the night when I just started bonding with all the girls in my grade, and it was just it made me feel really good. But then another favorite was when we slept over at Miss Danielle's house, because I love Miss Danielle, and it was just so fun. So.
Again, I don't really have like a favorite memory, but I really liked, we did like all the senior stuff together, so a bunch of us went to prom and homecoming together, and I don't know, I just liked getting dressed up with them.
My favorite memory was just like everything about D-Now this year. It was when I really felt like I started to get to know all of these people up here, and just getting to do like all the fun extra like senior things. It was really fun.
Okay, my favorite is any kids camp because I love getting to serve and serving with them and just the other youth and just getting to grow with the Lord as well was so fun.
Okay, so mine starts at kids camp and it goes to youth camp. So this story I've told a couple times, but like literally probably one of the biggest Jesus moments. So last year at kids camp I think it was, and Chelsea's not here, which sucks. But last year at kids camp, we're like on the last night of worship, we're all praying and crying, you know, that's pretty much what we do. But we were all just like really emotional. And so I'm over here with Chelsea, and she was about to be a 7th grader in the youth group. And so like I'm praying over her and we're like crying and just really emotional. And like little did she also know that like that time in life, like that season of life, like that summer was really, really hard for me and my family. And there's just a lot going on, and like every single night when we had been prayer walking over the chairs and stuff, I had been just like crying and like really upset. And so like it had just been a lot, and I felt like I had been pouring out a lot. And it was really sweet because I'm praying over her, and we have like a moment where we're just like hugging each other and crying, and then she starts praying over me. And I get like chills every single time I say that because it was just so incredible to see somebody her age like doing that for me and praying over me, and like literally just like absolutely broke me. I was like so emotional. It was so sweet. And then fast forward to youth camp this year. On the last night of youth camp, all the seniors were all standing together, and we're all worshiping together, and it was just wow, it was so sweet. And like I look around and everyone around me is just like so like moved by the Spirit. It was beautiful. And we're all just crying and like giving our all and everything. And then Chelsea puts her hand on Meredith and I, and started praying over us again. And that was just so full circle for me. And just the way that the Lord used her and used that, like she didn't even know either of those times. Like, I mean, in that moment too, like that was super hard because I'm starting to realize like, okay, like things are changing. We are leaving. Like that was kind of when it started to hit me more that like we're going to college. And so the fact that she didn't even necessarily know that those things were going on, but had the amount of maturity just to pray over us. Yeah, so I wish she was here. But anyways, love Chelsea.
My favorite memory is basically all of Seattle last year. I just got to talk to a lot of people that I didn't talk to a lot before, and then leading worship on Senior Sunday and during midweek.
I'm supposed to say funniest memory, but my brain doesn't really work like that. I can't really recall any like funny moments. I've had a lot, and I've definitely experienced them, but I guess I kind of just don't really remember. One thing that I will say though is when you're in youth, make sure that you spend your time with people you know. Get to know everybody here and just have a good time, even if you don't remember.
Okay, let Josh help you break down maybe a little bit. Just you think a lot about food, right? No. What do you think about? What do you think about? There you go. All right, never mind. Keep going. You're doing great.
My favorite youth memory is making the name tags this year for kids camp. That was super fun. And then like going to any kids camp, it's always great.
Cool. Okay, next question. Y'all give us one or two things that one of your volunteers, so not me and Kate, one of your volunteers, one of your connection group leaders, tell us something they taught you, why that meant so much to you.
Casey told me that prayer is like a constant phone line. Like it's always open. Like he's always ready to listen. Yeah.
Great.
So we had this day in senior year where all the guys, and there was a guest speaker we had, and all the guys would get together and talk, and that was very moving. And I'm not going to talk about what we were talking about, but it was just very connected, and we went into pretty good detail of how to just live your life and how to be a better man.
Mine is kind of from like everybody, just each person that we've had has told us their story, and it's just so easy in all their stories to see that God really provides throughout no matter what you're going through.
Okay, so I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna talk about TJ really fast. Sorry. Like I said, like that time last summer was really, really hard. TJ really taught me that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. The amount of times, like last summer, he just would text me and he would be like, "Hey, how are you doing this week?" Or he would be like, "Hey, come take a nap on our couch, like it's okay." I think we really just have such a great leader through him, and we don't take enough time to appreciate that. So I'm sorry I wasn't supposed to talk about you, but I am. We really have had really great connection group leaders, but I think the person that I think the Lord has used the most throughout these 6 years has been you. And you just taught me so much about how to love people well, and that it's okay, that if you need help. Yeah. Thanks, DJ.
I love you and you're a jerk. Good job. Not supposed to make me cry. Meredith, you're up.
Okay, so I think mine was from Allison. It was talking about generational sin and dealing with it immediately at the thought level, and also how jealousy harms you and ruins others. Jealousy ruins, but obedience builds up, and that just really applies to me right now, and something that I'm going through, and it's just a reminder.
Awesome.
Okay, so mine isn't necessarily something that I was taught specifically, more of just something that I observed. 2 years ago, whenever I joined their connection group, Miss Casey and Miss Becca, I had just gone through a really hard time with a former friend of mine, and she hurt me really bad, and because of that, I had developed some trust issues, and I wasn't really willing to open up, and I didn't want to really have anything to do with any of these people up here. I just wanted to come and learn about Jesus and go home. I didn't realize how important it was to have that community of like-minded believers. And as the months went on, I just got to see an example of what a good, godly friendship is supposed to look like in Miss Casey and Miss Becca. And it just kind of helped me realize that not all of my friendships are going to end up turning out the way that one that I had just ended did. So essentially, I have them to thank for most of these friendships I have up here with these amazing girls. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I don't know if I learned mine from Mr. Branton or Miss Elson, but it's something I wrote down on my notes file, and I found it this morning, and I thought it was really good. But I wrote down, God calls the most willing, not the most qualified. He doesn't call the most equipped, but that calls people and then equips them. I just thought that was really good, and I'm just so grateful for all of the connection group leaders I've had throughout my whole time in the youth group, and especially for the ones I've had my senior year. They've just been great.
I think I got mines from Miss Allison. She said it's okay to hurt. because you'll always have people to support you throughout everything. Sorry.
I love that y'all came prepared with me.
You've seen enough of these now, you know what to do.
But you don't have to hide it. And that people are always gonna be there for you, especially them. So,
Awesome.
All right, last question. Because you're looking at all of them and they're looking at all of you. What advice would you give to the brand new seventh graders as you're finishing up your youth ministry time and they're literally just starting it? What's the best advice you could give them?
just be yourself. You don't have to be scared to get involved in anything, because like I said before, like everyone is accepting, everyone should be accepting of you, and everyone loves you, and you're all here to grow and have fun with each other and just support each other through everything.
Okay, my wisdom is, so you're gonna come into the youth group like with friends, probably, and even if you don't, you're gonna make friends really fast. Like, it's not gonna be hard. But just as you have these friends, you're gonna grow these friendships, and then there's people in the youth group I never thought I would be friends with, and then we ended up getting like really close. So like, just branch out, make friends, include people. Yeah.
My advice would just be that the more you invest into the youth group, the more that you're going to get out of it. And don't wait to start like putting time and effort into it. Just do it now, jump right in, and do as much as you can.
My advice would be show up as much as possible, even if you like don't want to or aren't feeling it like that day. Because there are many times where like I wanted to stay home, but like after like I went, I was very glad that I did show up, and it made me great.
Kind of like what everyone else said, like start now. These are your people. I would say that probably almost every single weekend like this year I was hanging out with like 5 or 6 people in this room. These are your people, and you only have 6 years with them. And it feels like it's a long time, but you're gonna blink and it's gonna be over. So yeah, spend time with them, reach out to them, be the one that invites people. If you're waiting to be invited, then it's not gonna happen necessarily. So be the person to be like, hey, let's go do something together. And another just piece of that is like, it doesn't have to be people your own age. Like a lot of us, like that's something so unique about our youth group is like a lot of us hang out with people that are like a year younger than us or like 3 years younger than us. Like it doesn't matter. We just want to be together and we love each other. So spend time with those people and dig into those relationships.
Mine is basically the same thing. Like, you don't have to limit yourself to just friends in your grade. You can be friends with anybody in the youth group. And like, some of my best friends are up here, obviously, but some of my best friends are in other grades too. So just make sure to like reach out to other people, and then also like older kids like reach out to the younger kids too. It goes both ways with that.
One thing I've struggled with in the youth group is asking questions during service and stuff. It's definitely changed with youth camp and stuff. But if TJ asks a question to the group and you're nervous, just try and raise your hand, because you might like it. You might have answers somebody needs. So.
My advice is to find your people and ask the questions.
That's excellent.
All of y'all are excellent, guys. Well done. I'm going to read you a passage. It's the same passage I normally read my seniors. It just gets more true and harder every single year. It's Philippians 1 says this: I thank my God in all of my remembrance of you, always in every prayer of mine for you, all making my prayer with joy, because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. And I'm sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Christ Jesus. And it's right for me to feel this way about you, all because I hold you in my heart. For you're partakers with me both in grace and in imprisonment, and in defense and in confirmation of the gospel. For God is my witness, how I yearn for you with all the affection of Christ Jesus. And it's my prayer that your love may abound more and more with knowledge and all discernment, so that you may well prove what is excellent, so be pure and blameless for the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ, to the glory and praise of God. As I love you all very, very much, I have since day one, whether your day one was 2 or 3 years ago, although I told you it was fun. I've been praying for you a lot longer than I knew you, right? And then you had told you I've been praying for you your entire life, which is kind of sweet. Abby, you were another one, just came, was 3 years ago. By and large, y'all have grown up here, literally and physically and certainly spiritually. It's been phenomenal. But I'll use the word wave. The waves of your participation in your wisdom and all of the stuff that y'all have done and led, that is going to far outlive you guys here. When you're all somewhere else in the fall doing stuff, the lessons that you guys taught us are going to carry on. So thanks for being you. Thanks for sharing stories this morning. And, thanks for letting me be your youth pastor. Guys, let's pray for them. If y'all want to jump up on stage with them, behind them, in front of them, you can come up in front of the stage, Eddie. You can run or jump to them, but we want to all get up and around them and bless them, because this is their last day in the youth group. It's a good time to go hug them too if you want to do that.